So the Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra network test drops at 2 a.m. EST, 1 a.m. CST, and some other time zones. You guys can figure that out online. But today I'll be doing a tier list prior to the network test. So a lot of this stuff, I'm gonna be honest with you, half of the characters I've used in the previous beta when it was called Dragon Ball Project Multi. And a lot of these characters, I'm going to go strictly off of their character reveal trailers. So a lot of this is going to be a little bit ignorant, I'm going to be honest. But this will be updated after the network test and, you know, when the full game drops, when there's new characters and stuff like that. If I continue to cover this game, there will be new updates on the tier list. So just going in and letting you guys know exactly what's going on. So as you can see, I'm on the tier list that I made. I believe I'm the only one that's done a tier list so far, so I might be the first one on YouTube to do it. So I'm gonna start with the characters that I used when it was first called Dragon Ball Project Multi. So the first one, Super Saiyan Goku. Goku was a solid character. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel like Goku, if you're brand new to Dragon Ball Project Multi or Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, I highly recommend that you guys try and use Goku first. He's a great starter character. With like any Dragon Ball game, Goku's a great starter character. And I'm gonna say off the bat, I'm gonna give him a Z. And as I talk about Goku, I'm going to watch his character trailer so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So from what I remember, Goku is like a brawler power type. I believe he's a power type in this game. He has Kaioken, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, and then I believe he has a couple like crowd control type moves as well, from what I remember correctly. But when I was using Goku, I was whooping ass. He wasn't my favorite character to use, but I could get some wins. I could easily get some wins or at least contribute to the team when I would use Goku. I'm gonna just say that. But honestly, you can say that about any Dragon Ball game. If you're gonna use Goku, you should do pretty well. So just looking at his first move, his passive, Violent Rage. If an ally hero near you is KO'd by an enemy, that enemy becomes a target of anger. This allows you to find the target and increases your damage against them. So what this means, you guys can see these clouds that are next to the enemy. Basically, normally, and when you run into that cloud, whether you or the enemy runs into that cloud, you become pretty much invisible to everybody on the screen. But with Violent Rage, and Goku has his eyes set on whoever killed his teammate, you'll be able to see him go into the cloud. So you'll see his health bar, you'll see exactly where he's going. Cool little passive skill. Kamehameha, you know, self-explanatory. You know, when you use Kaioken, the duration and size of the attack increases and movement speed down will be applied to enemy it hits. So pretty cool ability. Or debuff on your character when you have Kaioken activated. But not only will it go up with Kaioken, it'll also become stronger and bigger when you have a higher level as you progress through the game. The Meteor Hammer is more like a crowd control type move. It gets stronger with Kaioken and then Super Saiyan as well when you go into Super Saiyan. We all know what Kaioken does, or Kaioken, however you want to say it. We all know what it does. Genki Dama, Spirit Bomb. Great move, great crowd control move. Everybody's getting hit that's in the vicinity. Then Super Saiyan. We all know what Super Saiyan does. He gets a power boost literally to every single move we just saw. Great stuff. So I believe Goku deserves an S or a Z. I believe Goku deserves a Z. Next character, Super Saiyan Vegeta. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Vegeta fanboy. Little bit of bias. Little bit of bias here. So he's also going to get a Z, but I'm gonna put him ahead of Goku. So I loved using Vegeta. I even have some footage if you guys want to check that out in the playlist. But I had a lot of fun. I believe Vegeta was is a tank character. He was the first tank character that I used in the game. Great stuff. Cool stuff. I love using Vegeta. And as you can see, with him being a tank character, his health bar is about the same. It's about the same as everybody else's, but he also has that like lighter green, which is his armor on top of his health. It's crazy. It's like it takes a little bit of time for people to take me out, or that it took people a long time to take me out when I would use Vegeta. And I just love the animations of this game, man. Like I believe this is his big bang attack move, bruh. Get out the way. Get out the way, especially if it's charged up all the way with Super Saiyan or you're leveled up all the way with Super Saiyan. So his passive, Princess Pride, gain a reduced cooldown effect when your HP is below a certain percentage. So All your abilities can be popped a lot faster when your health is low, which is cool. Consecutive energy blast. Everybody knows that move. It's in pretty much his tool belt, his repertoire in pretty much every Dragon Ball game. Photon Bomber. Not only is it like a crowd control type move, but it also, as you can see, if you see him pop it again, it brings that character into the middle of where it was set, which is a great move to bring everybody together when you want to do like an ultimate attack setup with your teammates. Pretty cool stuff. And then Explosive Wave. We all know Explosive Wave, but instead of bringing them in together in like the Photon Bomber, it pushes them away. So great stuff. And then we know Big Bang Attack, but it gets stronger with Super Saiyan and as you level up throughout the game. Just love it. Love using Vegeta. Like I said, if you guys want to see me actually use him in game, go to that video. Next up, Piccolo. I got to use Piccolo maybe two or three times in the beta. I enjoy using Piccolo. I'm gonna watch his video again just to remember and refresh my mind. He really wasn't one of the characters I used a lot during my time on the beta, but I had a lot of fun. So I think he's a tank, if I'm not mistaken. He's either a tank or he's a power type character. One of the two. One of the two. I can't remember exactly. But his special beam cannon does damage. It does damage, especially when it's leveled up all the way. Yeah, like I remember, okay, his Hellzone Grenade, amazing. I love that ability. It's almost like was like a mix of a technical character and yeah, I think it was a tank. Oh no, he's a damage. Okay, he's a damage character, but he was kind of a mix with the technical character. So Ready for Victory, attacking enemies with a rush attack will temporarily lower cooldown of skills. So great ability when you're trying to team up with your friends and your teammates. Light Grenade, simple, explanatory, and it gets stronger as you level it up. Now, they call it Demonic Floating Blast, but we all know it as Hellzone Grenade. So not only this move is cool. So not only is it like a mine of Ki Blast, which it always is, but when they go into the circle or the vicinity of it, it'll come down and it'll attack them. But also if you use the ability a second time, it'll just bring everything down. Everything will come crashing down and hit everything and everybody within the vicinity, which is dope. And then this magic whip fist was great when you're trying to run away or when you're trying to reach and get people that are running away. You can use that, and that's pretty much a tactic with a lot of different characters. Like some of these abilities they use are not only good to, grab and get people, but also to run away. Like Goku's Kaioken, you can use that to get away a lot faster than I feel like actually getting people. Then special beam cannon, like all super attacks, I'm gonna keep reiterating this. The more you level it up, the stronger and bigger the attack will be, and the more people you can hit with it. So with that being said, from what I remember, people using him and me using him, I'm gonna give him a B. Android 18, be honest with you, I didn't see a lot of good players for Android 18, and I only used her once. I wasn't a fan. She was a brawler type character from what I remember. Yeah, I mean, not saying she was bad. Everybody has characters they like and characters they're good. Like people have characters they like and characters they're good with, but they can also have characters they don't like, not good with, or a mix of both. I think Android 18 is cool, but she also was a character I wasn't really doing well with, or I feel like I didn't really get the full potential out of her. So I mean, there's some fans out there. So she's a damage type character. Assault Rush will be applied to enemy for a set time and protect them. So it's a barrage of attacks. Kenzan or Destructo Disc, self-explanatory type move. Lightning Step, that's another one of those moves that are great. That's great to try and attack a character or attack an enemy that's running away, or you can run away yourself to get away. Then Accelerate Dash, another one of those. Yeah, she's just a brawler. She's supposed to be in your face. You're not supposed to run away from her or get away from her at all, which is cool. And then her Heartbreaker special super attack, yeah, it's not really moving me. So just for now, I'm gonna give her a C. I'm not gonna say she's the worst. Well, she's the worst so far, but But Krillin, I'm a little biased. I gotta put him ahead. Krillin's one of my favorite characters, and I had a lot of fun playing with him. I believe he's not a tank. He's not a power. He is a technical character. He was the only technical character I used in the original beta, and I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. It made you play a lot differently, which usually is the case for most technical characters in any type of game. He doesn't have a lot of health compared to the tank and power types. So you just play a lot smarter. You just play a lot smarter, and that's why I liked using Krillin. So he has moves like Solar Flare and stuff like that. That's like a mine, which is really cool. I'm gonna talk more about that here in a second. And then of course he has his Destructo Disc. Love that ability. Great crowd control type, super attack. Good stuff. So like I said, technical character. His passive technician skill, it lowers the cooldown abilities of the enemies. Dope stuff, cool stuff. Now what's really cool about this move, so you see him set it down, right? We can see it, like your teammates can see it and you can see it, but the enemies, they have no idea what is even near there, so they'll just run into it and get hurt, and they're just SOL. They just shit out of luck. Then Solar Flare, applies flash, marking, and all attack down to enemies facing Krillin. So, yeah, it's bad news when they get hit with that. And marking, of course, is also a good thing. Like I said earlier, when somebody's running away in the clouds and trying to disappear or seem invisible, once they're marked, you'll be able to see them everywhere. Now, Scattering Energy Wave, I love this move pretty much in every Dragon Ball game. It's just a crowd control type move when it comes to Gekishin Squadra. And it gets stronger as you level up throughout the game. And then this move, just everything's getting hit. Literally everything's getting hit. Some people can, debate with me and say, oh, he's not that good, or he wasn't that good. You guys let me know after playing the network test and stuff like that, how you feel about Krillin. By the way, this is not like any, this isn't any type of alcoholic drink or anything. This is sparkling water. So Zamasu. So Zamasu, he was cool. He was the very last character I used in the original beta. I believe he's a tank. He has some cool moves though. I'm not gonna say he was trash or anything. And there were a lot of people that tried using him. I can't say I fought like a really good Zamasu, but I do remember a lot of people using him when it came out. Is he a tank? Everybody has those super huge energy blast type moves, crowd control type stuff. Great for these kind of games. But what? Tank. Okay, I was right. He is a tank. But his concept is body regeneration brings you back even after getting knocked out. Stay on the front line and disrupt the battle. So his body regeneration, attack enemy NPCs and bosses with your skills, excluding super attacks, to charge a regeneration gauge. The regeneration gauge will deplete as it heals your base HP. If the gauge is at a certain amount when you knocked out, you will revive. So this little meter, that's you need to pay attention to that as you're playing throughout the game. He's kind of OP. He's kind of OP, bro. I can't even lie to you. I can't remember dying with him when I used him, but I also can't remember actually getting a lot of kills and stuff with him. Now this move is a pretty good one, from what I remember. Divine Rush, great attack when somebody's running away or if you need to get away. And then a crowd control type move. And you can see they're like getting chip damage from that attack. Good stuff when somebody is, at low health. And then Zero Mortal Project, drop an energy blast down on yourself, gain immune to all, and movement speed down area is created at the point an energy blast impacts with effect increasing near the center. So this isn't a super attack that you use to kill people or take out enemies. It's more so to just give them a hard debuff, and use this in tandem or in pairs, or tandem was the right move. Use this in tandem with your teammates to take them out. It's a great ability for that. So yeah, you're not going to get a ton of kills or KOs with Zamasu, but he's a great character when you're actually using teamwork. That's all I'm going to say. When you're actually having friends and people that are good at the game, you might want a Zamasu on your team to tip the scales. So I'm going to give him a B. Yeah, I'm going to give him a B. I didn't really like him more than Piccolo, but I'll give him a B. Now, Super Saiyan Trunks, this is one character I did not get to use during the original beta. I did one time lock him. He was like locked behind a couple like he was locked behind a paywall, but during the beta we didn't use real money from what I remember. I don't think we used real money. But as you play, you got these tokens or these coins. Remind me, guys, in the comment section down below what those coins or tokens are. But you have to play a certain amount to unlock him. I did not play enough to unlock him. I thought I did, but I didn't get that chance. But everybody that used him had a good old time. Everybody that used Super Saiyan Trunks, they were doing some damage. So I'm gonna go to his character trailer, kind of look at it, and kind of just give my thoughts on it. Because again, like I said, I didn't get to play with him, and I did say in the beginning of the video, you know, I might be a little ignorant with some of these rankings because I have not played with them, and a lot of these newer characters I have not played with at all before the network test. So just based off of this, you guys can see he's putting in some work. He's putting in some work. He's easily a damage. He's got to be like a damage character. Got to be a damage type character. Let's see. Yep. Damage type character. His concept: activate your skills repeatedly with overcharge. Dominate your enemies with mobility and rep. So he's gonna be in your face. He's supposed to be in your face. And if you can, try and get away. So his overcharge ability, skills on cooldown, can be reactivated by immediately upon defeating or assisting an ally in defeating an enemy, god destruction, or boss. So he's different. As soon as you KO somebody, all of your abilities come back. That's you got to take advantage of that. That might be OP. I can't lie. People from that original beta are lucky that they did not see me use Trunks. That's all I can say, because that passive skill is kind of OP when you really think about it. But you got to be good at the game too. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna just KO everybody and get all my stuff back. Nah. So that's interesting. His super attack, Shining Slash. It looked like he attacked two people. He attacked Goku with the slash, and then he attacked somebody else with the energy blast. And then of course he can turn Super Saiyan, which will increase all of his other abilities. GG's. That's all I gotta say. So Trunks, you know, I didn't get to play with him, but I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an S. I'm giving him an S. Give him a solid S. He looks like one of those characters that'll just be annoying to play against. And then Gohan, he's another one of those characters I believe that was locked behind a paywall for the beta. I can't remember if a lot of people actually used him or got to use him. I think most people by the end of the beta kind of knew what they were doing and what they were getting into. So a lot of people didn't unlock Gohan. They would rather unlock Trunks from what I remember. And I think he's probably a technical character. I can't lie. He's probably more so a technical character than anything. He does get a little power up. Or is this an ultimate? Oh, yeah, that's dope. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's not like super flashy, but it's cool stuff. Technical character. Okay, so power up by sticking close to an ally hero, unlock the potential to let loose. Oh, so you need to be on somebody's hip the whole time. Friendship boost, stay near an ally hero for a certain amount of time to gain all defense up and apply all attack up. So you get a defense up, but your teammates get an attack boost. That's some cool stuff. That's some cool stuff. Cinco, unleash an energy blast. That's self-explanatory. Masen Kyaku. Am I saying it right? All right, just the rush forward attack. Cool stuff. Oh, and then the longer you charge it up, the further you go. That's great. That's cool stuff. Leave this to me. Choosing a single ally hero to warp to them. Apply energy defense up to yourself, and then choose an ally hero after warping. Create a barrier centered around yourself. Within the barrier, you and ally hero additionally gain energy defense up, and enemies are afflicted with energy defense down. So that's cool stuff. That's cool stuff. That's something you can really like pair up with somebody that you're with when you're talking to. Cool. All right, so that's super attack when it's, oh, he has 2 super attacks. I'm guessing that's just as you level up, it'll get stronger and stronger. So that's dope. He's actually interesting. If you like the more supportive type role, Definitely, and like if you want to stick with one of your teammates, he's definitely one of those characters. Honestly, I can see him being. He has a lot of potential. I'm gonna give him an A. He has a lot of potential when it comes to like playing, I guess, competitively in the future, or if you want to play seriously and try to win a lot. If you have somebody that's willing to take one for the team and use a character that not a lot of people would usually want to use, he's one of those characters. Similar to Zamasu, you're gonna want somebody that can use a character like that. Not everybody's gonna want to be DPS or a tank, or should be a DPS or a tank. You gotta have a technical in there too at some point. Now we are into all the brand new characters that got revealed for Gekishin Squadra. Baby, I can't lie. When I very first saw Baby, I was like, yeah, I'm using them. I'm gonna show you exactly why. I'm gonna show you guys exactly why I love seeing Baby make it to the game, and not only just it being Baby, but like the fact that they chose the younger version, or they call it young body in this game, is really cool to me, because we usually always see Baby in Baby Vegeta form. He's Baby Vegeta, Super Baby 2, or his Golden Ozaru form. So one cool thing, we don't even have to go through the skills because I already know. Like, I remember exactly what I saw. So he has a possession skill, right? When he kills or he KOs an enemy, you can possess their body, and then you have possession of that body until you lose, or until you die with their body and you go back to your normal body, or they respawn and then you can get kicked out of their body. Dope skill. And he's a tank, but he's more like a mix of a technical type character. He uses possession on both enemy and ally heroes, stubbornly survive on the front lines by using possession. So not only can you possess your enemies, but you can possess your allies too, which is an interesting ability. So if I remember correctly, if you possess your allies, you are actually leeching off of their HP. But it's gonna show you guys here in a second. So Finger Blitz Barrage, great crowd control move. Energy Explosion, I mean, unleash a continuous AoE attack, so chip damage and stuff if they're in that vicinity. I believe it gives a buff to your teammates. Each time the attack hits an enemy hero, cooldown on possession allies will decrease. Okay, so it's a decrease on your own ability, which we're about to see come up now. So this is interesting. This is a very interesting mechanic. So you can possess your allies by doing that. Not only you're leeching off of their health to raise health for you, but if you use this ability, the backup fire ability that you see shooting out of Vegeta, if it actually hits the enemy, then your teammate gets an HP boost. So it's kind of a win-win. So you can like stay inside your friend's body, and you can get health back from him, but also you can regenerate their health if your attack actually hits or lands on the enemy. So yeah, but if you're not doing much, you're actually doing more harm than good. So Revenge Blast, that's a super attack. Unleash a shockwave. You will receive additional HP depending on the number of enemy heroes hit by the attack. If the attack hits an enemy hero, the damage of the skill will increase the next time it is used. Baby, and I'm gonna be honest, he's gonna be one of those characters that just are annoying to play against. I'm all for it. I'm giving it an S. I'm giving him an S. Not gonna put him above Trunks, but I'm giving him an S. He just seems like, when you see one and it's a good one, you're gonna have a bad time. So Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa, she's the first Super Saiyan 2 character in the game. I know they probably didn't want to just have her have a Super Saiyan 1 and a 2 character. We'd rather give her the Super Saiyan 2. So I was surprised to see that. Not only are we getting, GT from Baby in this form, but we're also getting Dragon Ball Super pretty early. And then some of the other characters are movie characters. So I love like the diversity when it comes to a lot of these characters and where they're going with this game. That just means they can draw. They're gonna draw and pick from so many different things in the Dragon Ball verse, I guess. So I'm gonna go off bat and just predict. I did not see this trailer, but I'm gonna just say and predict that she is a damage type. I mean, just knowing her character from the anime, from the manga, it just makes sense. It makes sense that she would be a damage type. Yeah, she's going in. She is going in. Cool stuff. Oh no, she's a tank. Oh, okay, I can see that too. I can see that too. Bring it on. Enemies you have provoked will deal less damage to you. So cool little debuff attack. Nothing too special. Storm kick. Cool. Great move to attack everybody in the vicinity. Blaze dive. Oh, so you can actually hit them, and then it does additional damage if you do hit them, and it'll jump to that character. So that's cool. Energy release. Great move. I think it says it blocks enemy energy attacks. Great crowd control move. Great move when somebody's using an ability to block. And that's different. That's different for a super attack. Like, you can move with the blast. I don't think any other character has a move like that where you can actually have control as it's continuously attacking the enemy. So cool stuff. I mean, not my cup of tea. I'll give her a C. Is she better than Android 18? I'll give her that. I'll give her a C from what I've seen. I don't think I'll see a D or an F until I actually play the game more. Then I'll go more into that. But so far, so good. Cooler, I forgot. Cooler was a part of the original beta. I completely forgot, guys. Cooler was all right. Yeah, Cooler was all right. I can't say that I was a big fan. I think he's a tank. I could be wrong. Could be tank, could be damage. Used them like once, maybe twice from what I remember. So I don't have much to say. Of course, he starts in his first form, and as you get stronger, he can transform into his final form. Yeah, so I have to remember because I literally only used them like once or twice. So Cooler, okay, he's a tank, makes sense. Imperial Retaliation is your chance to stage a comeback. Your skills will be improved in various ways. Okay. Imperial Retaliation, gain immune to all when it's activating skills. When an enemy hero lands an attack during immune to all, your next skill will be enhanced retaliation status. While you have retaliation, the next skill used will be enhanced. So so his abilities stack on top of each other. So each time you use it and you get hit, it increases the damage and stuff. So cool. That's a long ray or long beam. Cool. Create an AoE around you that applies high pressure and movement speed down to all enemies and stagger to dashing enemies. Cool, good stuff. Death Stopper. Whoa, okay, is that the same thing? Yeah, okay, it's the same thing, just a little bit stronger. Death Chaser. Great attack to lunge at a person that's running away. And I guess that's a stronger version of it. You grab them and do a little extra hit. Then Atomic Supernova. Great move when it's a lot of people in the area. And then I guess this is the powered up version. And it like sucks them into the middle. Dope. Cool. I mean, nothing too special. Can't say. And then he has the transformation. Of course, we saw him using it the whole time. But yeah, Deborah. I remember seeing Deborah on Twitter. He seems like a great, like if you're gonna have a Deborah on your team, a good one, you're probably gonna win, and you're gonna see here in a second why. So Deborah, he basically, I mean, we all know his ability. His like that spit attack, a spit move. He petrifies the enemies, and then he's gonna have them sit still, which is great when you're see, just like that. It's an amazing attack when you're pairing it up with your teammates. You can be like, hey, let me freeze or petrify these guys real quick, and then we can all like team up on our attacks to just wipe them off the board. So stay close to your enemies with this hero, applying the petrification to gain additional firepower, fill up the petrification gauge, then unleash devastating damage. So he does even more damage when that person is petrified. So when you're close to enemies, you see this little meter right here. When that meter goes up, that is when they will be petrified. And the more you attack them, the more you hit them, the faster that gauge will go up. So yeah, not only will their health go down, but also that petrification gauge will go up no matter what attack you use. And that Doom's Ray, it'll automatically petrify them. Darkness Spear. So what does the spear do? The spear, throw out spears applied, no vanishing step to the enemy heroes they hit. So if they get hit with that, they can't run away. They cannot run away if you get hit with that. That's cool. But you gain movement speed though. You gain movement speed and they can't run away at all. Evil Flame, Spit Flames applies movement speed down to enemies hit. So literally his whole gimmick is, if I hit you with any of my shit, you're not getting away. Like you're not going anywhere. That's cool. That's some cool stuff. That's some cool stuff. Evil Blast, unleash a powerful energy blast attack, fills the petrification gauge of enemy heroes on hit. So pretty average super attack. But yeah, if somebody has a Deborah and they actually, and the whole team knows what they're doing, they're probably gonna win. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a Z. I honestly, from what I'm seeing, I'm gonna be unbiased here. These are characters I've actually used, but just going off the character trailer, I feel like Deborah is gonna be a easy Z level type character when it comes to this game. Now, one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters, Frieza. Not exactly the best form, but Frieza first form. I did see this trailer as well. He seems like he's an interesting character. I think he's a technical, similar to like Dragon Ball The Breakers, if anybody actually played that game. But he uses Zarbon and Dodoria to attack with a lot of his abilities, but not only do they attack, they actually protect him as well, from what I remember when I very first saw this trailer, which is a cool little gimmick. I wouldn't even say it's a gimmick, but it's just a cool thing to diversify the game, I guess. Let's get into these skills, man. He is a technical character. So move around the battlefield with your subordinates, Zarbon and Dodoria. Command both of them strategically to dominate the map. So honestly, if you know what you're doing, it'll be like having 2 extra characters on your team when you're using Frieza. So Fearsome Emperor increases movement speed during high speed flight and prevents flight from being interrupted. So when you're flying around with these 2 guys, nothing's gonna stagger you, nothing's gonna mess you up. You're gonna be flying like nothing's going on. Zarbon, he doesn't attack. He gets in front of Frieza, does his energy blast attacks, right? And the strike defense down goes on them as well. Dodoria, he straight up headbutts him and keeps them away from you. Then Imperial Decree grants you and all ally heroes movement speed up and create an area that raises Zarbon and Dodoria's attack speed. If all ally heroes, Zarbon and Dodoria, are nearby when the skill is activated, the effects will last longer. Crazy. And then grant you and all ally heroes. So this is you using it while you're using other abilities. So it'll, like I said, it increases the attack speed. Then Supernova, cool. So it like starts down and then it goes forward. And then I think this is the stronger version of it. It just, the Supernova we all know and love. I'm giving him an A. I'm giving him an A. I'm gonna give him A above Gohan for what I've seen. Actually, no. Now, last 2 characters, Full Power Bojack. I can't lie, they made Bojack look cool. And it's hard to make Bojack look cool in video games. He is obviously going to be a power. No, he tank. I think he's a tank. Again, I was not paying attention to all of their like typings when I first saw these trailers, but I believe he's a tank. But he can easily be damaged as well. So he's his whole squad. Bro. And he's one of the only other characters to have a transformation. I mean, there's a few that have transformations, but one of the non-Saiyans to have a transformation in this game. Like, bro, he looks cool. Yeah. Like, come on now. Yeah, he looks cool. But let's get into it. So, damage. Okay, he is damage. He's not a tank, a hero specializing in group tactics who dominates the battlefield with AoE energy attacks and explosives. Okay. Galactic Assassin. If a rush attack is used against an enemy hero damaged by your skills, your subordinates will perform a follow-up attack. Okay, cool. So it's a little extra attack. Cool stuff. And it's literally different every single time. That's dope. That is actually pretty dope. Galactic Buster fire 2 energy blasts that explode on impact. Cool. Cosmic Bloom scatter energy blast that will explode when hit by energy. So that's kind of like Piccolo's Hellzone grenade, but it will blow up over time. And this looks like, oh wow, so it'll explode everything if you pair it up with one of your other abilities. Cycle thread. So call upon your subordinates and send out threads of energy. Applies movement speed down and damage enemies with the AoE. Subordinates will retreat if damaged, but their number will increase according to the level of the skill. So the higher level you are, the more of them will be on the field. After dealing continuous damage, additional explosions will occur based on the number of subordinates remaining. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. I mean, he's a damage type. Call upon your subordinates to fire energy, but 5 energy blasts. After a set amount of time, the energy blast will converge at the center. That's dope. So that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. And then, of course, his transformation into full power Bojack. Good stuff. He's like a mix of damage and technical to me. That's really cool. So I'm gonna give him an S. I'm not gonna say Z, but I'm gonna give him an S in between Trunks and Baby. And then finally, Super Oob, bro. I'm actually very surprised. I said this in my last Gekishin Squadra video. I said that I'm surprised they put him in the game, because Oob is usually one of those characters that he's an afterthought. He's never thought of in anything, anime, manga. They'll like every once in a while be like, oh yeah, Oob is still there, just to help the fans, or just say like, hey, yeah, he's there, but we don't really care about him. But for him to be like a base roster type character, that's cool. I think he's a tank in this game. He could be a tank or technical. He's looking more technical the way his moves are looking. Yeah, like I just love it. And it's GT. This is Miles Oob or Super Oob. So another GT character that they're pulling from. They could easily just did like the regular Oob from Z. Although he doesn't have a lot of moves to go for to pull from. So using the GT one is definitely a smarter move. Oh, damage. Make use of Cyclone to power up your rush and super attacks. Keep doing continuous damage and break through the enemy's front line. Okay. Cool stuff, bro. Cyclone string gain. Cyclone when you activate certain skills or your super attack. Deplete Cyclone when performing rush attack and gain additional attack. Cyclone will gradually deplete over time. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Rage Barrage. Great crowd control move, but it also raises the Cyclone. Brutal Buster. Generate a shockwave around yourself for a set of time. Rush attack speed will increase and range of the. That's dope. So the Cyclone will come down and oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Shooting Chaser. Cool. You chase after your enemies, and then you also get the Cyclone ability off of that. Expend all stored Cyclone and huge energy attack in certain direction. Damage increases based on Cyclone amount at activation. Gain Cyclone when you hit enemies. Enemy heroes are below a certain amount of HP when hit will be inflicted with candy status. He turned into Ice Cream Sundae. Cool. I'm gonna be honest. I'll give him. He's another damage / technical type character in my opinion. I'll give him. He'll be below full power Bojack. So. Yeah, guys, that is the tier list. This was a little longer than I thought. I'm probably going to try and cut it up as fast as possible because the beta starts at 2 in the morning. I may or may not be there. I might play a game or two, but I'm not going to like do any like heavy recording because I need to get my sleep. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think about this Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra tier list. Now, again, this is before the network test. This is not after. This is not during. This is before the network test. You guys can tell me as you're playing the network test what you feel about this. This may change. It will change after the network test. Yeah, so I thought this was fun. You'll definitely see more stuff like this in the future. And be on the lookout for other Gekishin Squadra type content. See you guys in the next video. Oh, wait. Did you like it? Did you subscribe? Did you do any of that? I would, if you made it this far, you might as well. But that's all I'm gonna say. But see you guys in the next video. Peace.